private because people taking these loans and it comes at everyone else's expense.
Yes.
And so it's actually criminal in that sense.
So aren't we really talking about a truly free market allows people to take a risk and fail?
Yes.
And what we
Yes.
do is prevent the chance of failure selectively. A lot of people fail, and that's okay because they're nobody, they're little people or something, and they take the hit. But a government program that picks favorites and all of this kind of thing is going to harm some because, as you said, at whose expense? So there's always losers, but it's okay if there are losers if they tried and failed and then they regroup and they try something else. But when credit is made easy for political gain or for corruption, that those in power gain more power, then definitely we're harming society. It's a disease.
Well, it's on every level. It starts with the individual. If they put something on their credit card, say, and they have no real clear idea how they're going to pay that back, or they just desire whatever they're going to buy on their credit card, that's not good for them or society. And when our government does that, just borrows incredible amount every minute. They have no even plan how they're going to pay the interest, let alone the principal on those debts. So,
you know what I was thinking too with what you said was that there's principles that it's out of harmony with if people have easy credit and they're not knowledgeable. If we're doing things with money but we don't understand the principles of how money works, and if we're using credit and we don't even know what credit means and we don't know where this money is coming from and how we're going to pay it back, we're just thinking, oh sweet, I can just get a house.
yes.
So without the education, then people can't make the wise choices, and so to just give them money is definitely out of harmony with principles because they can't be responsible with it.
And that's why it's key to understand there's being rich
Come in
and being wealthy.
Oh, yes.
A lot of this stuff, the homes, the cars, they're based on debt. That's not
Oh,
wealth.
I mean, life
Right.
gets in the
It
way.
really is.
Let me just sit here and then I can run the camera on and off.
Okay, if you
Scott,
want.
you've met Karen before, I think.
Yes, yes.
Being in her house.
Oh, yeah.
And her
in
son
your
Landon.
backyard.
Right.
We did.
Nice to
Landon,
meet
you can come
There you go, if you want to
We'll
sit by
fit
your
us all
mom.
in.
scoot around.
Thank you.
How you doing?
So we.
So sorry, I totally misunderstood you assignment too. You said you need to have questions, and I was like, yes, I have questions. And then I looked at the assignment and it said have questions on the lecture. I was like, no, didn't watch the lecture.
No, questions in general about any of the material totally counts. And we're going to go over in a minute. My mom said today, can we just go over the types of questions again
That would be
from the
Where's
article?
Deanna?
I think she's coming.
She is, and I mentioned it to her this morning, and she said, oh, I'm so glad you said that, I forgot. She said, I'm going to have to look up all those questions and figure out what they're supposed to be before I can write my questions. So I know she was planning on coming. I hope she remembered past an hour
Give her a
after.
text.
Let's see. I do have my phone.
And Kathleen and Paul are on their way, but they had
Awesome.
Kathleen mom's birthday party was going over what they expected, so that's what she said.
Do I need to add a couple chairs?
We probably will need to. I don't know how to do this and get us all to be on the camera. Maybe I just give up on getting us all on the camera
Yeah.
and call the camera just good for catching audio today. Somebody's backside, but yeah, we'll probably want to add a few chairs
Oh,
here.
there's
And
one
we
there. I
have a can
didn't
of
realize
it.
you had.
When they come, I'll get a couple chairs.
Yeah.
You know what, if Deanna comes, you.
She
Hello?
might have some baby feeding to do.
Hi. Are you gonna make it? Okay. Oh, bummer. Did you get to the library? No, okay. I thought maybe that's what was hard.
I don't even know where we were.
We were talking about wealth in credit and debit and how they're reversed now. That's interesting. There's so many things like that that are
Semantics.
reversed.
It's
Yes.
so important.
Yeah. I was also thinking about principles of abundance and scarcity being related to get rich quick, and I'm still trying to formulate in my head what I even mean by that, but there's
talking about going over
a principle of
questions and
abundance,
is, and so
um,
I would call it
with money, and so getting, gaining wealth is an abundance thing, and it's not a bad thing to gain an abundance of wealth as we're providing value, that's great. But there's also a scarcity and abundance mentality about time, I think, and so I'm not sure exactly what that means, but maybe that gaining wealth and providing value is something that we want to have in abundance, and sometimes it takes an abundance of time too, and we can look at it both ways. We look at gaining our wealth in abundance, and we look at spending our time in abundance to do that, putting in the abundance of time that's necessary to provide the value. But that doesn't mean it has to be a set amount of time. It's not a bad thing to do it quicker if we're providing the value quicker and it's wrapped up quicker. That doesn't seem to, but anyway. So I'm thinking about how abundance and scarcity apply into that, because they're definitely principles, but that was just my brain trying to figure it out loud.
Can I make a request?
Yes.
Can we go over the questions after Jen gets here?
Yes.
She is planning on coming. She's feeding a baby that was screaming. She's like, I didn't feel like I could leave because she was really mad. So.
Is she bringing Savannah, or?
I assumed she was.
Either way.
I don't know.
Yep, whatever she's doing, that'll work. So we're just going over the first opener discussion question to catch you guys up. And,
Okay.
And I was asking today about getting rich quick, because Mayberry talks about it for a whole chapter in Penny Candy. And Audrey talks about it in her lecture, about it being out of harmony with principles of patience and whatever. And so we were trying to break it down to, is getting rich quick in harmony with principles, out of harmony? And we've had some discussion about it. But if you guys have anything you want to contribute about that, that's the question on the table.
I thought it was very interesting that you can get rich quick. He wasn't saying that it can't be done, but those who do that and then hang on, do you know what I mean? Like he was saying, if you buy something for $5,000 and then all of a sudden it's worth $50,000, well then in another couple of years it's going to be worth $200, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So there is, for those who don't live by principles, I think it is possible to get rich quick. There's just a lot of risk involved. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not, for me, it would not be a way of life because it's not living